Hey everybody, Marcus C. Williams here, and let's talk about human composting and other extremely interesting and concerning things that are going on in New York State and Canada. I want to let you guys know that as we jump into this very interesting topic, that you matter to me. You are important. And it's crazy to me because you matter to me as an American citizen. But I don't know what these crazy people on and in government are doing right now. So let's jump right into it. Boom. In New York State now, they've got this law which allows human composting. Human composting means that you can basically break down a human's body and basically use it to grow plants or whatever the case is, blah, 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 or food. You can use a human body to grow food. This is extremely alarming. It should be alarming. Your lights should be flashing. The alarm should be going off. The sirens should be sounding in your head. It gets worse from there, right? So I'll give you the greatest example I can, and I'll start with Canada. So Canada has this thing that they introduced a few years ago. It's called medically aided induced death. Okay, they call it MAIDS. Okay, so with that, basically what it is, if you guys remember Dr. Kevorkian, it's kind of like Dr. Kevorkian, but not as compassionate. Basically what it is they say, hey, are you disabled? Okay, you might want to yourself. What? Why would you? Why is that it? Why is that a thing that the government is advertising? So there's a great story about this one lady. She's a Paralympic athlete in Canada. So she's won multiple Olympic things, Paralympic things, and she had a chairlift in her house. This is a real story. You can look this up. She had a chairlift in her house. Chairlift broke. She called the people up in Canada because they got socialized medicine, which is a whole another video. But she called them up, and they said, "Oh well, it'll take." They said, "Oh well, it'll take a long time for us to get you a new chairlift. Have you thought about medically assisted induced death?" What? How is that? The stair lift is broken, right? Like the stair lift is broken. Like why would you suggest that the lady herself? Like why would you suggest that? Like what is going on up there? And this is being pushed more and more and more. So this year, just very recently, they tried to expand it to people who were how do you say it? Had psychological issues, right? Or things like that. Like they already made it for people who were disabled or people who were mentally and cognitive not functioning right. They already made it for them. So they made it for the cripple and the lame. So now they're trying to make it for the people who have psychological issues. But enough people stood up against that to get that pulled out of what do they call it? Oh my goodness, the House of Commons. There's a whole name, Parliament. There we go. They got it pulled out of Canadian Parliament. So that to me is baffling. Like, so you're trying to incentivize people to themselves. You understand what I'm saying? So you're going after the cripple, you're going after the lame, and you're trying to go after the people who have mental issues. Now, the reason why they said that they tossed out the mental issue thing was they couldn't get enough psychiatrists or psychologists to sign off on doing something like that. I'm glad that they got some spine and some backbone a little bit, because Canada's very jacked up. But I say that about Canada because I bring it into focus as far as what they're doing in America. So aside from just the human composting, which I'm sure they'll eventually use that as a way to turn humans into food, which is terribly concerning. Go watch the movie Soylent Green. Definitely go watch that because you'll see how close that is to what we're experiencing now. It's very concerning. But aside from just that, they've put forth their own medically aided induced death bill here in New York State. And I'm not sure where it stands right now, but I'm pretty sure it's out of committee and it's ready to be voted on anytime in the near future. It's very concerning and alarming. And you've heard them slowly start to encourage this type of behavior as far as politicians go. Now, on top of that, you also have to realize and really start to think what is really going on when these people are also the people that tell you to your baby. Why do they tell you to your baby? And now they want to you. You're the carbon that they want to get rid of, people. We are carbon-based life forms, so when they say they want to get rid of the carbon, I'm telling you, it's you. You got to wake up. Then you get people like Chuck Schumer on the TV, and he's like, yeah, you know, we need more illegal aliens because we're not having enough babies. But you tell people their babies all day long. But we're not having enough babies, so we need the illegal aliens? That doesn't make sense. But anyway, and he's a senator of New York, so it's very important to talk about him. But when we're talking about New York and them trying to put in this medically assisted induced death, you have to understand the level of aging people in our state. Okay? The baby boomers are getting old and they're retiring very fast. We're seeing more and more people contract all types of ailments and illnesses, more different diseases now more than ever. You got all of these crazy cancers that are coming up more now than ever. You got all of these crazy blood diseases now more than ever. You've got these new autoimmune diseases that are coming up now more than ever, which many of them come from the, the things. We're not going to actually talk about them. Okay? So this is and that's terrifying to me, because people like me and other people have warned that those things were going to cause autoimmune diseases and stuff like that, which is why those packets of, what do you call it, Pavexil, whatever the thing is called, why they have AIDS drugs in there and HIV drugs in there. Like, people just don't understand the severity of what's really going on, because we can't talk about it freely the way that we need. It's very, very serious. Paxlovid, that's what I'm thinking of. And there's a couple of other names that it has as well. And this is very, very serious. But people are coming down with all of these diseases, and now they're trying to get you to yourself. But at the same time, they're making it so they're encouraging it in Canada for people that aren't able to afford to live. Yeah. People that are struggling to afford to live, they're encouraging them to themselves. Make it make sense. That's going to come here to New York. We know it's going to come here to New York. They're already on the trajectory to do it here. And we really, really, really need to pay attention. And we really, really, really need to start looking at what our elected officials are trying to do to us. It's out there for you to find. It's not hidden. This isn't top secret. This isn't any type of a conspiracy. This is all stuff that you can readily find information about on the internet. Look it up. We need to be more knowledgeable about what's going on, because they are really, really coming after you as a citizen of this country and as a citizen of this state. It's very concerning. You got to wake up, because when this law passes for the medically assisted induced death, it's going to be a very, very serious issue, because a lot of people are going to be given that as their only recourse. So you got to wake up before it comes completely all the way through. As we see what Canada's doing, they're going after vulnerable populations, and we already see that many people have this gender dysphoria or these mental issues as depression and stuff like that, or many people are struggling as far as affordability of goods and stuff are. What are they going to do? They're going to tell you to yourself, because that's what they're promoting in Canada. This is all real stuff. So you need to be alert. You need to be aware. And I tell you, because you matter to me. I can't tell you about all these other politicians or these people's in office and stuff like that, but you as an American citizen, you matter to me. This is wrong, and we need to stand up against this type of stuff that's being pushed and forced upon us. They'll sell it to you like it's all great and everything's fantastic, but it's not. It's detrimental, and it's got an evil thing behind it. It's really, really bad. Really, it's demonic, but that's a whole separate conversation for a different video. But I'm letting you guys know, wake up, look it up, look into it. I'll catch you guys later. Remember, stand up, speak up, and don't shut up. Take action. Be blessed and be well. I'll catch you later.